shattered, but now you are whole and blessed. Listen to me, dear one. This isn't merely the end of suffering. It's the birth of your purpose. It is the unveiling of what was hidden. It's the arrival of promises you nearly abandoned. It's the downpour after a barren season. It's the sound of joy replacing the weeping of years. This is your Isaac moment, the miracle born out of emptiness. This is your David moment, honor emerging from hiding. This is your Esther moment, deliverance following silence. You were born for such a time as this. Heaven is rejoicing, hell is shaking. And your spirit is rising because God isn't just ending your difficult season. He is propelling you into divine purpose. The delay was part of the blueprint. The silence was part of the preparation. The suffering was part of the divine strategy. And now the curtain is rising on the greatest move of God in your life. Lift your eyes, for your rescue is drawing near. Lift your head, for the King is already present. Lift your voice, for the Lion of Judah is roaring on your behalf. Every demon that tried to keep you bound has lost its grip. Every falsehood that tried to label you has lost its influence. Every weight that tried to crush your soul is being removed. This isn't fantasy. This isn't wishful thinking. This is prophetic reality. This is your deliverance. This is your breakthrough. This is your divine turnaround. Where there was weeping, there will now be rejoicing. Where there was need, there will now be abundance. Where there was fear, there will now be courage. The Lord himself is leading the way, clearing your path and flattening every obstacle. You will no longer wander in confusion. You will no longer question your value. You will no longer doubt your assignment, for the Spirit of the Lord is resting upon you. Let your faith rise. Let your hope come alive. Let perfect love drive out every fear. You are walking into the promises spoken over you long ago. And even those promises you forgot, God has remembered. Even the dreams you buried, God is breathing life into them again. Even the prayers you stopped praying, God has held them close. And now he says, watch what I'm about to do. Watch how I will bring redemption. Watch how I will rebuild, refresh, and reward. The years that were stolen are being restored. The strength that hardship drained is being replenished. The confidence that was lost is returning. And more than that, it's coming back in abundance, pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. Because when God restores, he never returns it as it was. He multiplies, he magnifies, he transforms it into something beautiful. That is his nature. That is his character. So open your heart completely. Make space for the blessing. Clear out the corners where hopelessness once lingered. Speak to your soul and say, get ready. Set the table for the miracle, because the rain is about to pour. And you won't just testify that God brought you out. You will proclaim that he walked with you through it all, lifted you, placed your feet on solid ground, and declared you blessed. And every person who saw you in the fire will witness you stepping into favor. Every voice that whispered about your struggle will have to watch your elevation. Everyone who assumed it was over will soon realize it was only the beginning, because the word of God has gone forth. This is the conclusion of your hardship. And nothing, no demon, no lie, no history, no wound can interrupt what God is now bringing to pass in your life. Even now, as the Spirit of the Lord moves over you, let this truth take root deep within. God has launched a full assault on your wilderness. He hasn't just tossed you a lifeline. He has released a host of angels to carry you out. He didn't merely offer help. He gave a command from heaven. Set them free and let them go. This isn't mercy postponed. This is mercy fulfilled in its fullness. The chains you become familiar with are shattering. The yoke that felt unbreakable is collapsing under the weight of God's glory. You are stepping into divine release. You've been summoned not only to walk in freedom, but to stand in infinite authority. Beloved, don't confuse God's past silence with abandonment. Don't believe that just because you walked through fire, heaven was not watching. God stood with you in the valley. He remained beside you in the hidden place, shaping what would one day be revealed. He was pruning, not punishing. He was refining your soul, not rejecting it. You cried out, Lord, why is this happening to me? But the deeper question was always, Lord, what are you shaping in me? Because often the most powerful miracle isn't the shift in your situation. It's the transformation in your spirit. You didn't just survive the trial, you emerged refined. You walked out with wisdom tempered by fire. You emerged with vision sharpened through tears. You came out with a roar in your spirit that the gates of hell cannot silence. That's why the enemy fought you so viciously. He didn't dread your past. He feared who you were becoming. He saw what God was awakening inside of you, and he unleashed every tactic he had. But what he failed to realize is this: no weapon formed against you will succeed. The weapon may rise, but it will not triumph. It may leave scars, but it cannot destroy your destiny. It may shake your footing, but it cannot uproot your calling. Because what God initiates, he will complete. You're not crawling into victory. You're ascending with the strength of eagles. You're not dragging yourself into freedom. You are soaring on the breath of divine favor. You're no longer whispering your testimony. You're declaring it boldly from the mountaintop. The same voice that once cried out in pain now proclaims the faithfulness of God. The same eyes that once lowered in shame now shine with radiant assurance. The same hands that once trembled in fear are now lifted in unwavering praise. Let there be no confusion. This is not your conclusion. This is your divine turning point. The Spirit of the Lord isn't just rescuing you, he's launching you forward. This moment is heavy with purpose. This very hour is saturated in destiny. The same God who shut the mouths of lions for Daniel is silencing every voice that ever declared, you won't make it. The same God who broke open the prison doors for Paul and Silas is now opening new roads for you. Paths no human effort could ever create. Don't be startled when blessings begin to overtake your life. Don't be thrown off when divine acceleration starts pushing everything forward that once held you back. You've walked in endurance, now you will walk in abundance. You've been holding on by faith, now you'll step forward by sight. Because when the storm finishes its assignment, God sends the rain. And not just a sprinkle, but a torrent air on pour of divine restoration. For every sleepless night, peace is being released. For every falsehood you believe, truth is rising like the dawn. For every rejection you suffered, God is now sending kingdom connections. The rejection was actually divine redirection. That betrayal was part of the preparation. That heartbreak was the very place where a new heart began to beat. God never intended to harm you. He intended to restore what you didn't even know was broken. He didn't delay you out of punishment. He was aligning your life for a miracle that could never have fit into your past season. So hear this, because the Spirit is making it plain. You're not coming out of this hard time empty. No, you're emerging with treasure. Just like the Israelites left Egypt.